everybody, this is Miss K. So we're starting a brand new week. I hope your weekend was good. If you were off, if you weren't, you was at work, I hope it was still good and you ain't do too much work. So I know we coming off of last week, the second real week of Ground Advantage. And also we had a little technical difficulties because nobody could log into Light Blue. ELRA was fucked up. So if you tried to call out, you couldn't call out. You didn't know if your allotments was going through. Some people concerned if they had gotten paid, but they got all that resolved. I think last Thursday everything was up and running pretty much good again, right? Right. So just coming to y'all, just chilling, before work, relaxing, get my mind right. Because if I don't get my mind right, who is going to be held to pay? But I had to talk about a couple of things today. It's Monday Madness. You know how it is when you come back on Monday after being, home and drinking bottles of wine and shit over the weekend, because you know how Miss K do now. Miss K love her alcohol. So why did I get comments or people messaging me talking about we lost the TEMU contract? Man, get the out of here. Who told y'all this foolishness? We did not lose the TEMU contract, baby. Them orange bags still coming in. We share TEMU with UPS, with FedEx, and I think DHL too. But we didn't lose a TEMU contract. Who telling y'all these lies? No, we did not lose TEMU, baby. No, it's not true. We didn't lose it. Maybe the volume where some of you guys are, maybe the TEMU volume has slowed. But in most places, the TEMU volume is very, very high. And we're getting those little orange bags and filling up our little plants and stations. I don't know who told y'all this foolishness. Now, maybe it is because, as of right now, this is the last week of negotiations for UPS. So maybe it's a slowdown in how delivery is being made or what we're receiving. But we didn't lose a TEMU contract. No. So get that out of y'all head, babies. The TEMU contract has not been lost. But listen, I wouldn't put nothing past the post office because we good for losing a lot of shit. And nobody can figure out how the hell we lost it. But at this point, we did not lose TEMU. We're still doing that. But remember, because I stated before, this is the last week for the negotiations for UPS and their Teamsters Union on finalizing their contract. It may or may not be a strike. Honestly, real talk, I don't think it'll be a strike because they have pretty much agreed on a lot of things that they've been asking for. And so I don't really believe that after the 30th there will be a strike. So we have until, Friday? And they'll let us know whether or not they're going to strike or not. But baby, ain't going to be no strike. No. Because they've already stated that the majority of everything that they were requesting, they've worked out some of their issues. And it's just a last minute, things they need to dot little I's and cross T's. But it looks like, it might be favorable for some people. But the holdup was, of course, money. It's always about the money, baby. It's about the money. The workers want more money. They feel need to be compensated. You have, people who are part-timers who work for UPS. They want a little bit more pay, a little bit more incentive. That was one of the main things in their contract, besides health care and other benefits. But that hasn't worked out. So I don't know where the hell y'all done got this foolishness, but whatever. I digress. Now, I wanted to talk to you guys about the conversions that's going to happen coming really soon. I know I've touched on this many times before, and I'm going to keep touching on it because there are a lot of MHAs who have a lot of questions and they're concerned about them being full-time flex. Because for a lot of MHAs, this term is new to them. They don't really know what it is. And they may have heard about being a PTF, but they're not sure what a full-time flex is. So sometime this month, some of you guys, wherever you are, should be this month and next month, because we're going into August, about when you're going to be converted. Now, they have at every plant, implant support or whoever handles your HR there, they already have a list that came down already of what your estimated conversion date will be. Now, you don't know the date because they're not finna fucking tell you. But there is a list and they have a date. Some people will be converted in September, some people October, some people November. And I even seen that they have it in December, but I seriously doubt that will happen because we do not convert or even allow transfers or any type of movement during peak season. So you guys will probably be converted before December. Now, you probably saying, Miss K, how am I find out about the list? Baby, you better make some friends. You better find somebody in implant support or somebody you know, maybe your union. But listen, they don't know nothing either, baby, so whatever. Find somebody in the know who's in upper management at your location, and they will have the updated estimated conversion list. I have seen the one for my location, and I know when most of the MHAs are going to get converted. But remember, this is an estimated date. You can get converted before that date. So if your date says September 12th, and we're about to enter August, you could get converted before September 12th, but you cannot get converted at that date. They have to do it before that date because there's a set amount of people that are going to get converted, and that has to be done per contract by November 26th. Okay, so don't be all huffing and puffing and shit, getting all excited. When they gonna convert me? They're gonna convert you. If you're in the top 20 at this point, you're going to get converted. It's a matter of time of when they're going to release, what bids are going to be available, if there are going to be any bids. Because remember, full-time flex does not guarantee you a bid. Now, let me give you a disclaimer. If you're getting converted and you're going to be a full-time flex, right? Like I told you guys before, you do not have a bid per se, but you have a set days that you work, set in as days that you're off, which are non-scheduled days, and you have your set time. If it's 3:30 to 12, 5 to 1:30, 11 to 7:30, whatever that is, it's set. Now here's the trick, okay? The trick is that if there are any bids that can be released in the cluster, in the bidded cluster, if it's an e-reassign, and your location, whoever's in charge of that, decides they want to release some of those bids. Maybe no one from the outside is trying to bid into your particular location, and they can release 1 or 2 bids. If you're at the top of the list, you get to choose if you want those bids, or they'll be given to you, however your location does it. If they don't have any bids, you will be full-time flex. Okay? So, not to say that you won't have a bid, that you can't get one. You can. But if they don't release any bids to you guys when you get converted, you won't get a bid. Okay? Because some of y'all keep coming at Miss K. Y'all keep asking these damn questions about the full-time flex. Listen, do you have a full-time job? That's all you need to know. Are you working? Do you get a check? Yes? Okay. And listen, baby, you don't want to be no regular that bad. Because your check going to look sickety sick. It's going to look like he got the Ebola wrapped with the motherfucking, I don't know, the Congolese flu, bitch, and some other shit. Because by the time they start hitting you with the 1, 2 with them taxes and everything else that come out, furs and this and that, you going to wish you were an MHA again. Because your check going to look like you need government assistance. I get it, government assistance, because you work for the government. Whatever. Okay. So, just be on the lookout wherever you guys are, because I know a lot of y'all are anxious. Y'all ready to be converted. I don't know why you in such a motherfucking hurry. Slow that shit down. But they're going to do it. Your location, your plant, wherever you work at, they already have an updated list of the estimated conversion dates for you guys. So, you don't know what it is. Your union may not fucking know, but somebody in management has it. And they'll be coming to you probably sometime next month, if they haven't already started, because in a lot of places they have, and they will tell you you're going to get converted in this whatever wave, because depending on where you are, you have different waves. At my location, we've had 3 waves already, so now we're waiting for the next wave, and then the next wave, and the next wave. Okay, so just calm your motherfucking nerves and be easy, because you're going to get converted. Now, another conversation I need to have with you guys, since it is Monday Madness, baby, and we back at the job. And we already touched on the ground advantage. So we have to, when we touched on our MHAs getting converted, I haven't touched with you guys in regards to the rifts, right? So I know you've been hearing conversation about the rifts, and maybe in some of your locations you might have heard some people in management discuss the rifts. And you're probably like, Miss K, I don't know what the fuck a rift is. What the fuck is a rift? Is that some shit they play in church? I don't know. I don't know. So listen, in some locations, they are requiring that people who are in management, they're abolishing their bids. Now remember, everybody has a bid. Does not matter if you a supervisor to a 4B, MDO, there are bids, right? So in a lot of locations, because DeJoy feels that management needs to be shaken up, because he did state, excuse me y'all, that the people, the regular workers, us craft workers, we are pretty much safe. The ones who are not fucking safe is upper management. And I really don't feel bad for them. I don't. So the rifts were started pretty much early at the beginning of this year, but you haven't really heard a lot about it. But there's been chatter and other people talking about the rifts. I know you probably heard JH. I think he did have a video, and he went over exactly what the rifts are and how they will affect management. But for some of you who live under a rock still, or y'all just be working trying to get this money, and y'all don't really pay attention because y'all not watching, and you need to watch, because Miss K told your ass to watch. You need to understand how the rifts work. The rifts will not affect any of us craft people. So don't be afraid of the shit that you're hearing about people losing jobs, or they're going to get rid of this and get rid of that. Things will happen, but you will not be directly affected. You will be affected. It's a ripple effect. So it'll ripple and trickle. By the time it gets to us regular peons, it'll be like boom, boom, like that. Okay? It's not that serious. Excuse me, y'all. Woo. See, my body know I got to go to work. It's allergic. I'm trying to call out already. So the way the rifts works are, those who are in higher management, supervisors, managers, regardless of what department you're in, they are abolishing their bids. And what they're making them to do is to reapply, to rebid for their bid or another bid. You heard what I said. Let me bring it out to you again. In upper management and some locations, they are requiring that those who are in management, they're going to lose their bid, meaning they're going to abolish their bids, or they're going to abolish them, and you don't have a bid. You still work in your bid. Now, see, make sure you understand this. They still will be working in their bid, but they're going to abolish it and make them bid again. You probably saying, Miss K, what the fuck sense does that make? Oh, it makes a lot of sense. Because the post office cannot just out and out say to a motherfucker who's been there 10, 20, 15, 35, 65, 79 years in a particular position in management, motherfucker, I need you to go. Like real jobs do. Because real jobs be like, you know what? No, you gotta go. We don't like your performance. You need to leave. So the post office is doing it in an ultra slick way, in order to make sure the playing field is even and no one can complain that they were, picked on, it was racism, it was sexism, it was whatever ism. Everybody lose their shit all at the same time. Everybody just whatever. And you have to rebid again. So they're doing this because they're trying to shake up management. They're trying to get rid of certain people. They're trying to bring in fresh people. So by creating this little thing they call the riff, this is what's supposed to happen. Now, I know for certain that in a lot of locations this has already began. The newest location that is actually happening already, and they ain't even been open barely a fucking year, is in Oklahoma. Now, if you remember, for some of you guys, if y'all didn't hear about it, Oklahoma it's a huge super plant, and they were starting their trial program of drivers who are not TTO drivers or MVS drivers. They're regular people like me and you who could come in and drive for the post office, and we do small deliveries to businesses. Now, that was their pilot program, and they were hiring for people literally up until about 3 months ago. So now in Oklahoma, they did the riffs. Baby, you barely been open 6 months, and you riffing already? So a lot of people who are in management in Oklahoma, and this is across the board. You could be in MVS, you could be, in automation, whatever your position is in management at that location, they riffed that bitch. They riffed it the fuck up. So people who I know work there got rifted. Now they're still working in their position, but now they have to apply for new positions because you have a certain window until you have to bid or you completely lose your job. So let's say I am the transportation director or whatever the fuck for NVS. And this is my bid, right? I got this bid. So now that I been in this bid for a minute, you've abolished my shit. You say, your bid abolished. You need to rebid again. Now, I still work my bid. I don't go anywhere. It's not like I don't have a job because I still have a job because you know that's how the post office works. I still am working, but I have to rebid either on this job or another one to keep a job and not be unassigned and then put me wherever the fuck they want. So I can either rebid on the position I'm currently in and about to lose, or I can bid for something else within management that's open to me. Y'all get it? I know it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. But they're doing this for a purpose because they want to see if they can get the stagnant old way mentality out and hoping that some of these old timers who've been in management for quite a minute get the fuck out. But you know how these old timers is. And they're not even got to be old timers, just regular motherfuckers who are incompetent and inept in certain positions. They trying to get them out. So this is what the rift is, okay? So I don't know in your location if they discuss the rift, if you've heard upper management talking about it, but I know in my location, they did have a meeting with some of the supervisors and some of the managers saying that they didn't 100% say they were going to do it, but they may go ahead and they're going to do the rifts. And some people may end up losing their positions. You won't lose your job per se, but they will lose their position because they're going to abolish it and then make them rebid. And what that does is it forces a person to decide, hey, do I fucking want to stay here and do this shit? Am I close to retirement? I can get the fuck out. Or do I want to rebid on the same shit I'm in and possibly lose it? Or do I want to bid on something else I think I can get? Because they're trying to move people around. But for us lay people who work and slave every day, baby, we ain't get rifted. They don't care about us that much. They barely could give us bids as it is. So no. But that's the rifts. I know I hadn't discussed this with you guys. It was on the back burner for me to talk to you about the rifts, but just can't be having other shit to do, and then this fucking ground advantage and the UPS and then all the other clusterfuckery that's going on. Baby, it's too much going on for me to tell y'all. So just want to touch on those 3 things today because it's Monday, and I like to start y'all off with the week with some information that you can use, put in your little brain, eat that shit up, spit it out, so I can give y'all some more information again. So what did we touch on today? We're going to go over it again, class. Remember what? We touched on what? The ground advantage bullshit in conjunction with UPS, us not losing the TEMU contract, and discussing again about my MHAs and y'all getting converted in the FTF, right? Right. Okay, good. So, listen. Miss K finna go work. God, Jesus. Oof, God. And find out some more info for you guys. Oh, and also, too, just a little, heads up. There are locations that are now receiving those little roll-around robots that are rolling around all over the ground. But I heard they garbage anyway, and they ain't finna live past a day. So don't even worry about it. Over here, we still ain't got no fucking robots. Not a damn robot on the goddamn floor. Somebody probably doing the fucking robot, but ain't no robots. But hey, let me know if they've been talking y'all up by these robots and they ain't show up at y'all shit either. Because I was still in the motherfucking box and ain't nobody put them bitches together. It's like getting gifts on Christmas Day and waiting for your daddy to put them together. And he ain't got no batteries. Jesus motherfucking Christ. You won't be playing with them toys. Probably till next Christmas, but whatever. So, Miss K wanted to give y'all some information, some news you can motherfucking use. You know how I do. So I'm going to go on this fucking damn slave ship and start work. I hope you guys have a happy motherfucking Monday. And always remember my postal freaks. Love and light. Peace.